Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. We're looking at some of the films of Mario Lanza tonight. And up next is the biggest, the best, the most important film he ever made. There were only 7, you know, 8 if you count one in which his voice starred, but he didn't. That was the 1954 musical The Student Prince, which actor Edmund Purdom played the hero, and when he sang, it was Mario Lanza's voice, which the audience heard. And we'll have The Student Prince for you right after this next one. But this next one is the best movie Mario ever made, and it's the one he's best remembered for. It's The Great Caruso. Caruso being the most famous opera singer of his time, some would say of all time, and he'd always been Mario Lanza's idol. So when Mario found out shortly after his film debut in 1949 that MGM was going to make a movie about Caruso's life with Lanza as the star, he was in heaven. But it kept getting postponed. And that seriously bothered Mario Lanza, who thought it was maybe an indication that MGM didn't think he was good enough or talented enough to play the part. What he didn't know, though, is those postponements were happening because the big boss at MGM, Louis B. Mayer, who championed the project, was himself on shaky ground with the MGM corporate management. And indeed, very soon after, Mayer was given his walking papers at MGM. So that explained the postponement, but Mario didn't realize that until after he'd complained to coworkers and columnists, studio executives, and everybody that he was being mistreated, which from the start of his time at MGM kind of endeared him to no one and started his reputation as being temperamental and somewhat a problem. The upside is that eventually the film was made, and it's a case of perfect casting because it is a great role for Mario and he is terrific in the film. It also allowed him to sing 15 of his idol's favorite arias, and the great payoff, the film was an enormous hit, not only with opera buffs but with everyone. Here from 1951, produced by Joe Pasternak and co-starring beautiful Anne Blythe, The Great Caruso. This movie not only made Mario Lanza an iconic star, but some say it also accelerated his demands as an employee at the MGM studios. Like many an operatic singer, Lanza could be temperamental, which didn't endear him to his bosses at MGM. He also had a big appetite. What he'd do after finishing a film is eat and get quite large, then he'd record the songs for his next film because he felt he sang so much better when he was heftier. Then he'd go on a crash diet to get trim before he had to step in front of the camera again. Well, all that eventually played havoc with his heart. Many doctors think it was a major factor that he died at the age of 38 in 1959. We have more Lanza coming up. This time his voice, if not the rest of him. All of Anne Blythe is back in this next movie, but this time Mario only does the singing, and Edmund Purdom does the acting in a 1954 film version of one of the great operettas by Sigmund Romberg.